Hey there, Andre here. So, I spent 3 years writing a 90,000 word novel. And why 3 years? Well, in the writing process during that time, I traveled a lot. I had a 9 to 5, and some other things came up, And when I mean traveled, I traveled out of state, out of the country, and it was difficult to sustain that momentum after a while. But I finally completed it last year, and after completing it, these are three things I have come to learn. These are three lessons I've picked along the way or after. And the first lesson is this: after completing this book, I am less likely to be critical of other people's creative work, whether it is music or writing or whatever it is, or video production. Why then would I be less critical of people after writing my own book? Well, it's because I have come to understand what people go through in trying to produce things. No matter who you are, no matter what your abilities are, you know that trying to produce something is going to attract criticism, is going to attract all sorts of oppositions. I don't want to be part of that as a creative myself. It is better for me to encourage rather than tear down. Art is perhaps subjective. Why don't we judge the effort? Why don't we judge the intention? Most of us do not know where people are starting from. Some people have the ability. Some people, despite their inabilities, despite some limitations, they forge ahead. So what's the second lesson? The second lesson is simply this, and it's probably a cliche, but you never really know what you're capable of until you give it a try. So I found out in the process that once I'm able to maintain a sort of like a routine, I'm able to write somewhere around 500 to 1,000 words a day. And even when there are days I have what we call writer's block, I still found ways to power through it. And after that, I've also gone on to write a short story that is about 10,000 words. I'm writing another novel. I'm quarter through it now. And I've also written a couple of flash fictions in the process. So I discovered that I'm able to really churn out 500 to 1,000 words on the average. And when I have no obstacle, I can go as much as 1,500 words. And it's impressive when you discover that things that you probably thought were impossible are really possible when you just give it a try. Might sound cliche, but it's a truism. So, what's the third lesson? Lesson number 3. Writing is learning. Another cliche sounding phrase, but this is it. There are certain words we use in our daily conversations that it is in the process of writing you get to realize that some of these things are not only incorrect, some of them might be opposite to what we initially thought they meant. Can't think of any examples right now, but in the process of writing, you get to pay attention to details, you get to understand certain things. And also, writing informs you in the sense that during the process of research, you are exposed to so much information out there, things that you probably didn't think of. For example, I wrote a fictitious book, of course, and in the process of researching storytelling in Africa, you are exposed to so many complex thinking, to so many complex plots, to so many complex stories, things that actually happened and things that are part of our African myths and legends. So these three lessons for me are the things that I picked up in the process of writing. That is one, I've been less critical of people when they're trying to create, when they're trying to put out their creative work, when they're trying to produce things. Secondly, you never know what you're capable of in any endeavor until you start. Thirdly, in the process of writing, you discover things that are existing in the world, stories, plot lines, things that you would find really interesting, things that in a way broaden your mind. So I look forward to getting those books out, which is another hurdle, the process of publishing, but that's for another day. But anyway, thanks for listening and watching. Bye for now.